Hi, today I'm fishing at Arrow Valley. We're at the broad ground weir, and I'm casting towards, as the slope goes down, I'm casting on the far bank side as it goes down, or I'm going to be casting it on just on the corner of where the ripples are and the main current stops. Let's get fishing. The gear I've got today with me is I've got £6 line with a Advanta X500. I have got a Advanta feeder. Focus. It's not going to focus. It's an Advanta X3 feeder with a 1 ounce tip on to a 1.5 ounce weight, and I'm casting just towards that area there. And the hook length is about, I think, £3 with a size 12 hook on, I think. And the bait I'm using is some worms. Right guys, I'm back home now. I've changed my clothes because it was a bit damp and I just wanted a fresh change of clothes. Yeah, so Liam was casting in his rod just about where my bait was, and he put it really close to the wall, like, and he's got like 4 inches up the line. He's got a few shots on, like, I think some quite heavy shots, probably AAAs or SSGs, I don't know. So he's casted in like that. He's let his rod just drift down and do what it needs to do. I've put my line tight on that so I can see my rod quite clearly. I'm casting, so the bridge, it goes across. You got your weir where the weir goes down. And so and my rod's there, like there, so you can see it. So I'm casting in front so I can see my rod, and I'm just quickly glimpsing at his rod sometimes. I turn around, start talking to him. He's put his float in, not watching his rod and that. I turn my back again to go and check my float because I've just left it leaning up, and his line started to like twitch down and back, but I thought it was going to twitch down and back around the current, but then his rod started going back like really hard, and then it stopped all of a sudden. So I was like, oh, it must just actually just be the current, and it's like going really aggressive, like tap 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 tap, and then I was like, Liam, your rod. And then he's ran after his rod, got the rod, and like, oh, he's probably just a perch or something, like, it's a trout, like a really big trout. I've got the net, got it in, and he's caught what he thinks is his PB trout. I'll show the photo. Right, this is the best trout me and Liam think we've seen all year. It's the most pristine and like bold coloured trout we've seen. And now I'm going to show a video of Liam releasing this trout. Beautiful fish, look at it. What's that, buddy? Right, so as you saw, Liam's had his trout, yeah? We gave it about another half an hour and we caught absolutely nothing. We saw no sight of fish, yeah? So we did the right thing, which in my mind, yeah, is the right thing. And we went down river. I went to a spot where I know that there are a few chub and that, and it's quite deep. I went down there, we fished there for half an hour, something. Same stuff we've been using, and we had no pots, so I saw no fish, so we must have spooked them or something as we went down. So we gave it half an hour, we've packed up and we've gone back to the weir. I've gone his side where he's caught a trout, trying to get myself a fish, or a trout. I've put it quite long, hook length, because I've put the weight up about 1.5 foot up the line, so it's quite a distance between the weight and the hook. And I've casted it in so it's just under the bridge, like just as it hits under. And I've cast it in. The rest of the rod I've left it, just left it. So me and my mate, we're scrolling through our social media and that on our phones, and that we're just doing just something to pass by the time. And these people walking over the bridge, my mate turned to Liam and he goes, "You're right?" And I go, "Oh no, it's just people walking over the bridge, making the railings shaking that." But they come off the bridge and it's still, but it's not like vigorous, like not tap tap tap, but it's more slowly like shakes. And I'm like, that's what I thought, it was people walking on the bridge, but it kept on going again, and then it kept on getting harder and harder. So I've struck into it, and my rod just goes and bends. It just bends down. I'm like, what is this? What is it? And so I've tried to bring it back to the surface, and it's actually pulling drag. It's weird for a fish to pull drag in the river to me. I've never had it before. It just pulling drag. Well, not like whizzing off like if a big carp had it, but it was like slowly pulling it out. It was going and so I'm trying to get it to the surface, and I can't get it to the surface because it just wants to go down. And so I'm pulling it probably a bit too hard for the hook length, and the hook length just goes, just snaps. So whatever that was I need to go back down there to find out what that fish was, because it was just pulling down. It wouldn't come up. It was big, whatever it was big. But everyone's saying there's some barbel down there, so it could be a barbel possibility. I don't know, but never know now. I never got the fish up, but give it a go another time. But I've caught another. I did catch a trout that day as well. I'm going to show you the video and the photo of me releasing and the trout photo. The same thing I did. I put the rod wherever it was before. Put a new hook length on. Put the same size hook as Liam had on, though, a size 10. But I put the worm on, so it's like really tight, raveled up together, just on the hook, so no small fish would nibble the tails of the worm. So I've put it on like that, got the really big distance of the hook length again, cast at the same spot, left my rod. More people, like loads of people, walk over the bridge, and the rod starts tapping really slow. I'm like, Liam goes, that's the people walking over the bridge, isn't it? I'm like, yeah. They walk off, yeah. About 2 seconds later, it's still tapping, and so I've gone to strike into it, and the rod just goes bend. It just bends, and I'm not. And it's shaking, so it's like, it's a trout, it's clearly a trout. Bring it to the surface, and you can just go side to side, the trout. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a way the trout swim when you get it hooked, so when you see it under the water. But as everything looks under the water, it looked big. So I'm like, oh, that's a big trout, it's a big trout. So I'm like, get the net. And so he's gone the net, scooped it up, yeah, and we go, oh, it's not as big as your trout, yeah. It's a trout at the end of the day. So I'm happy to caught the trout. I'm going to show you. And yeah, I'm going to go down there soon again and try and find out what that big fish was with him. And we're going to possibly move different swims again to try and catch some perch, because they ain't caught all year. So yeah, here's the fish. Right, so this is the fish I caught. And it's not the biggest I've caught. I've caught bigger with like spinner and that, yeah. It's not my PB, but it's a trout at the end of the day. I'm really happy for it. We thought it was the same trout, but Liam's one had quite a belly on it, so that's how we didn't know. But yeah, here's a video of me releasing this trout. Alright, it's the end of the video, and yeah, hope to go fishing again more a bit soon. It's starting to warm up now, so I can maybe have a possibility of going down my local lake, Lodge Pool, try and fish there for some carp, because I haven't had carp in ages. And yeah, I may go down to the river again very soon, so I can hope to find out what that fish is, and maybe just catch some more fish in general. So yeah, tight lines, and I'll see you later.